Hey everyone, I'm Lisa from Sweet As Co. And today I'm going to talk to you about cake photography using your phone. I've been baking for about 7 years now. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Sweet As Co. My background in photography started as a studio photographer at Pixi Photos and Portrait Place. I'm not sure if any of you remember those old school photos. I also have a marketing degree and I've been studying e-commerce over the last 5 years. I love working with stylists, and I've done a lot of work over the years that's led me to where I am now. Does anyone know when the first digital camera came out? It was actually in 1975, but they weren't really introduced until the 80s and 90s and really didn't become popular until the mid 2000s when they were more affordable and there was a bigger demand for them through the emergence of social media, where everybody was taking photos and uploading them on their Facebook. Photography has changed so much over the last 20 years, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit about what I've learned so far. First and foremost, I'm a mum of two boys. This is my son Cyrus and Darius. And these are a picture of the very first cupcakes that I ever made. I actually made them when I was about 30 weeks pregnant with my second son to curb my sweet tooth cravings. I took this photo of them on my kitchen bench, put them on Facebook, and I got like 250 likes. People started asking me to make them for them, and that's how my business started. Here's a more recent photo that I took of a unicorn cake and cupcakes that I made about 12 months ago. As you can see, I've got better lighting, a really nice backdrop, and it's made significant progress from what it did 7 years ago. Great photography is obviously a game changer for bakers. It's going to attract you customers. It'll allow you to showcase your products and enhance your social media presence. When I started out, I drew a lot of inspiration from Pinterest and other stunning Instagram accounts. It's important that you come up with your own style and try not to copy others, and it will really give you that sense of your own personal style. Now, you don't need a fancy camera to take great photos. Investing in a decent iPhone has been a game changer for me. I prefer using an iPhone because it's just quick and easy to take shots on the go, and it's got so many inbuilt settings now that allow you to just tweak things and upload them really quickly. Obviously, if you've got a Samsung or a different style of photo, they've got very similar settings, so it's worthwhile doing a course. I found one iPhone photography school course for under $100 that really showed me the basics, and it's worth the investment. As you can see here, I have got an iPhone 15, and it actually, if you look at your cameras, it would be worthwhile doing a quick Google search on your own model of phone and to figure out what kind of camera system that you have in your phone. This one actually has two inbuilt cameras. So we've got a main and a telephoto for up close, and it also has a front-facing camera for doing selfies. You can easily switch in between them by opening up your camera and pushing between the cameras on your screen. If you look at the image on the right, this is how you change your exposure. So this is really good on those days where it's a bit cloudy or the lighting is not playing ball with you. You just open up the screen and you will see a little plus minus on the screen, and it will allow you to brighten your photo and let more light in. But before we go too far, I want to talk to you a bit more about lighting, because lighting can obviously make or break your photo. So it's really crucial to understand how it works. Proper lighting is going to highlight all the details and make them look nice and light and bright. And my preference is natural light. The best times to shoot are between 9 and 3 p.m. and it's right near to a window, preferably facing north or south, because the light through those windows is naturally more diffused. The sun comes up in the east and sets in the west. So I find if you've got a window on the east or western sides, they get a lot harsher light. So you may need to use a sheer curtain or a diffuser that you can easily buy on Amazon to just dim down the brightness. As you can see here, we've got the cupcake set up next to a nice window on our backdrop. Of course, as I explained to you before, if the light is not playing game, if you're potentially making cupcakes before school drop off and you need to take photos of them at 7 a.m., you can always increase your exposure to allow more light into your photos. Backgrounds. I cannot tell you how much I love my backdrop. I love it so much that I actually created 50 of them for other bakers to be able to give yourself that professional look. So as you can see, it's 60 by 60 centimeters here, which is about 24 inches. So it's perfect for tall double-tiered cakes. It comes as 3 PVC boards, white on one side and pink on the other, with 3 brackets that make assembly really easy. It's super simple to set up in a spot with lots of bright light. And a lot of you might have to work with the lighting that you have, and that might be in a bedroom, it could be in your laundry, it's wherever you've got lots of nice natural bright light coming in over your shoulder is going to be the best spot for setting this up and taking great photos. So it's really easy to wipe clean and pack away, and it also comes with a carry bag, making it easy to transport and set up on location. It also allows you to keep the boards dust free and store them easily behind a buffet unit away from somewhere. If you're like me and you have OCD and you hate having things lying around everywhere, this is the perfect answer. I also love using the vinyl backdrops from Backdrop Collective. As you can see, I've clipped my blue one here. This allows you to change up your colors. The cool bit about these vinyl backdrops is they're double-sided. She has hundreds of colors for you to choose from, and she can even do your branded logo on there. I have a 10% off discount code if you'd like to use that. Quickly write it down, sweet as 10. And just with regards to your branded logo, you can actually have it on an angle, you can have it straight across. There is a lot of different options for you, but this is perfect for doing real content. So having it laid down with your cupcakes on top and having your branding in the background. As you can see in this slide, the third panel in the cake studio also doubles up as a bounce board. And let me show you how that works. So when you put your bounce board up, you've got shadows on the image on the left, but when we put it up, it actually fills in the shadows and makes it look nice and bright. That's how it works. It's fantastic. Now, tripods, they are fantastic because they eliminate the handshake for sharper photos, and they allow you to feature yourself in the photos, capturing beautiful action shots and recording videos for real content. Because let's face it, our viewers love seeing us in our videos. I find that if I am in the video, even if I don't have any makeup on in the morning, I get more views and people just want to see who you are. So the tripod itself is adjustable up to 70 centimeters. It's got a full 90-degree rotation head and even a Bluetooth remote control. It also has a continuous light on there with 3 settings to give you a little bit of artificial lighting. And be sure that you always film in portrait mode with these tripods so that you can easily upload them to Instagram or TikTok. I have made that mistake before where I've actually filmed it in landscape and then you can't use it for your socials. I have these backdrops and tripods on my website. Styling, this is where you can get truly creative and add a lot of visual appeal to your photos. So these photos are using my tripod, and as you can see, I've been able to use my hands in the photos, which is great. If we talk a little bit about styling, we can actually keep it really simple and make the cake the star by capturing it with different angles. And as you can see with my cookies, I've stacked them up on top of each other just to give you some more depth. You can also do storytelling, and you can use simple props that you have around the house, and they could be ribbons, napkins, tulle, bowls, cups, spatulas, lots of things that you have around. Even an open jar of sprinkles looks really good. And don't forget to tag your brands in your photos, like Moorish, Colour Mill, and all the sprinkles that you use, as they are more likely to share your work. The aim of the game is to go viral one day, and I prefer quality over quantity when it comes to my posts. I've actually reached out to a couple of my baking friends, and I'm going to share with you some of their work to show you some really good examples of what people are doing out there. This is Hannah from Whiskin Wonderful in the UK. She actually went viral with her leopard print cupcakes using Sweet Sticks paints. She went from 1,000 followers to like 10,000 followers overnight after they had shared them in Facebook groups and all over. So if you discover a cake trend like Hannah, you could become famous. And as you can see on the left, Hannah here has got a beautiful setup, very simple. She's curled her ribbon perfectly. She's got an open jar of sprinkles, a few little sprinkles popped around, and it looks so elegant. She's also used the composition rule of 2/3. I'm not sure if you've heard of this before. It's basically where you position the subject in the photo off to the left or the right to give it some different aesthetic appeal, and it looks really gorgeous. This other one on the right, can't tell my left from right, gee, is Colleen from Full On Cakes. She is amazing. Look at her beautiful work. As you can see, she's got her cakes right up against a window with lots of natural bright light flowing in. And I love how she's used all the different angles to take photos of all the different intricate details on her cakes. And if a lot of you are starting out and you need content for your Instagram, it's always great to have lots of different photos of different angles to keep posting, to keep your content up to date. Here we have Shah from Shah's Bakehouse on the Gold Coast. She is just the most loveliest breath of fresh air. I met her recently at a cake show. And as you can see here, she has her branded vinyl underneath her cakes. She's got her acrylic sign in the background, some beautiful fake flowers that she probably uses for every reel. I spoke to her, and she actually shoots beside a really nice bright window and doesn't need to do much editing because she gets so much natural bright light. Colleen, if we go back to Colleen, she was also telling me that she uses a Galaxy Pro, and she throws her photos into an AI editing tool and just to brighten them up and sometimes sharpen them a little bit. Because she gets so much natural bright light, they can get a bit fuzzy. So she'll sharpen them up. And then let's go to our last Petal and Peach. I could stare at her Instagram all day. Beck is a really good friend of mine, and she is actually the first person where I did my cupcake course when I first started. I literally had my second baby, 6 days old he was, and she was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I love you, Beck." Fangirling her. But the cool bit is I got to see where she works, and in the front of her house, she actually has a cake room where she does her cake viewings, and it has this beautiful Dalmatian print wall and a huge big door with lots of natural bright light. And she does every second photo, as you can see here, with the Dalmatian spots, which she's consistently flowed throughout the year, throughout the years that she's been doing it. She also went viral in her early days with the ice cream cake, where she basically had an ice cream on top with all the buttercream flowing over the side. And it was the first time someone had seen it, and it got shared in so many groups, and it went completely viral. So well done, Beck. Composition. This is where we talk about framing and angles to transform your photos. So I always start with an upright shot of the entire cake. And as you can see here, I've done some simple styling with the strawberries that I've used in the cake. I've got a lovely cake stand, and I've just put some tulle in the background. So you can play around with different angles. You can come in nice and close using your telephoto lens, and I'm showing off the beautiful strawberries. And then I always like to do angle shots and above shots, which is an overhead shot, which is what we call a flat lay shot to capture the details. And as you can see, that up close shot, angle shot on the end has actually captured all that beautiful curd and the shine and the dewiness, and really captured some beautiful intricate details. Every time I take my photos, I always do a short video at the end. And that can actually be done directly in your Instagram account by selecting the stories. I open up the camera and I add a nice filter. My go-to is the cute baby face, which actually adds some like sprinkles over the top. But feel free to experiment them all to fit in with your own personal style. To save time, I immediately add my trending music over the top to save for later. The way that you will know whether it's trending or not is whether the song has a little arrow beside it on Instagram. So if you don't quite understand, please message me and I will explain that a little bit better. So as you can see here, I did Liz Wright's buttercream course, and these were some beautiful flowers that I did for the first time. I was pretty proud of them. And as you can see, I've taken some photos on different angles. I love how I've got the whole picture of the 70 and I've taken that on an angle, which has given it a little bit of an interesting perspective. And then I've come in nice and close so you can see all the different layers and the up close details of the buttercream. Now I was going to show you a lighting hack. I have a go-to app. This is where the magic happens. It's called Airbrush. So basically, Airbrush is my go-to lighting hack. I personally love it because it has a fresh filter and it gives all my shots an instant glow up no matter what lighting I've worked in. I hear a lot of people say that they don't like using filters as they think it takes away from the natural colors of the cake. I completely disagree because I find the fresh filter just elevates the color and takes away the dull look and makes the cakes look visually more appealing, especially if you've taken them on darker days. Some of you live in Melbourne, some of you live in Europe. You don't have all this natural, beautiful bright light coming through. This Airbrush app is a game changer. I'll show you some more shots as well. So you can see my mermaid cupcakes I've done here. On the left is the before shot, and then after I've used the Airbrush Fresh filter. And here is also the strawberry champagne cake that I do. This was before I added the filter. As you can see on the left, it's quite dull and dark, but then as soon as I add the fresh filter, it's just brought the whole cake to life. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I really hope that this will help improve your knowledge, and I do sell the cake studio and the tripod through my website. So feel free to reach out to me and check out my website for any deals that I'll be doing.